Now, as we partner on behalf of a healthier future, we must also stop the destruction that comes not from illness, but from human beings. And so the final area that I will address is conflict. Let me be clear. Africa is not the crude caricature of a continent at perpetual war. But if we are honest, for far too many Africans, conflict is a part of life, as constant as the sun. There are wars over land, wars over resources. And it is still far too easy for those without conscience to manipulate whole communities in the faith among faiths and tribes. These conflicts are a millstone around Africa's neck. Now, we all have many identities of tribe and ethnicity, of religion and nationality, but defining oneself in opposition to someone who belongs to a different tribe or who worships a different prophet has no place in the 21st century. Africa's diversity should be a source of strength, not a cause for division. We are all God's children. We all share common aspirations to live in peace and security, to access education and opportunity, to love our families and our communities and our faith. That is our common humanity. That is why we must stand up to inhumanity in our midst. It is never justifiable to target innocence in the name of biology. It is the death sentence of a society to force children to kill newborns. It is the ultimate mark of criminality and cowardice to condemn women to relentless and systemic rape. We must bear witness to the value of every child in Darfur and the dignity of every woman in the Congo. No faith or culture should condone the outrages against them. All of us must strive for the peace and security necessary for progress. Africans are standing up for this future. Here too in Ghana, we are seeing you help point the way forward. And I should take pride in your contributions to peacekeeping from Congo to Liberia to Lebanon, and your efforts to resist the scourge of the trade. We welcome the steps that are being taken by organizations like the African Union and ECOWAS to better resolve conflicts, to keep the peace, and support those in need. And we encourage the vision of a strong regional security architecture that can bring effective transnational forces to bear when needed. America has a responsibility to work with you as a partner to advance this vision, not just with words, but with support that strengthens African capacity. When there's a genocide in Darfur or terrorists in Somalia, these are not simply African problems. They are global security challenges, and they demand a global response. And that's why we stand ready to partner through diplomacy and technical assistance and logistical support, and we will stand behind efforts to hold criminals accountable. And let me be clear, our Africa Command is focused not on establishing a foothold in the continent, but on confronting these common challenges to advance the security of America, Africa, and the world. In Moscow, I spoke of the need for an international system where the universal rights of human beings are respected and violations of those rights are opposed. And that must include a commitment to support those who resolve conflicts peacefully, to sanction and stop those who don't, and to help those who have suffered. But ultimately, it will be vibrant democracies like Botswana and Ghana which will back the causes of conflict and advance the frontiers of peace and prosperity. As I said earlier, Africa's future is up to Africans. The people of Africa are ready to claim that future. And in my country, African Americans, including so many recent immigrants, thrived in every sector of society. done so despite a difficult past. And we've drawn strength from our African heritage. With strong institutions and a strong will, I know that Africans can live their dream in Nairobi and Lagos, Kigali, Kinshasa, Harare, and right here in Accra. You know, 52 years ago, the eyes of the world were on Ghana. And a young preacher named Martin Luther King traveled here to Accra to watch and the Ghanaian flag go up. This was before the March on Washington or the success of the civil rights movement in my country. Dr. King was asked how he felt while watching the birth of the nation. And he said, "It renews my conviction in the ultimate triumph of justice. Now that triumph must be won once more, and it must be won by you." And I am particularly speaking to the young people all across Africa and right here in Ghana. In places like Ghana, young people make up over half of the population. And here is what you must know. The world will be what you make of it. You have the power to hold your leaders accountable and to build institutions that serve the people. You can serve in your communities and harness your energy and education to create new wealth and build new connections to the world. You can conquer disease and end conflicts and change from the bottom up. You can do that. Yes, you can. Because in this moment, history is on the move, but these things can only be done if all of you take responsibility for your future. And it will be easy. It will take time and effort. There will be suffering and setbacks, but I can promise you this: America will be with you every step of the way, as a partner, as a friend. Opportunity won't come from any other place, though. It must come from the decisions all of you make, the things that you do, the hope that you hold in your heart. Ghana, freedom is your inheritance. Now it is your responsibility to build upon freedom's foundation. And if you do, we will look back years from now to places like Accra and say, this was the time when the promise was realized. This moment when prosperity was forged, when pain was overcome, and a new era of progress began. This can be the time when we witness the triumph of justice once more. Yes, we can. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.